This is the evil genius of professional wrestling, and you're listening to RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated by any means necessary.
Young generations out here wishing for good. My generation's on the front lines wishing they would. Give it a rest, don't test, you'll be severed for good. Don't get ahead of me. You'll never survive and I'm not gonna win. We've come to bring it our way. That's so much I can say. It's never really gone away. I feel it in my bones. Like a bright light through it all. I'll never let it go.
RMP Radio is back on the air. Hi, I am your host, Mr. Fourth Rope. And joining me, we got a very, very special guest. We got the one, the only, Over Easy Stevie. Stevie, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Mr. Forthrow. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm excited for this weekend. Once again, we have a huge weekend for Rocky Mountain Pro. A pay-per-view and another set of charged recordings for the 8 weeks of television that we're recording. But first of all, we should probably talk about what we got on deck next for Rocky Mountain Pro. And that's the main reason why you're on here is we got Peak of the Pack, which we've had last year, but this year's going to be totally different of how it's going to run, and we're going to fill in the listeners here of what they're going to be expecting to see when they watch Peak of the Pack, and of course on Fight TV. So cheap plug, order it right now, right after this episode.
Right.
So we're going to have a pre-show for Peak of the Pack. Is that going to be... So the listeners know, the pre-show for Peak of the Pack, we're going to have a few matches. Is that going to be on our Twitch, and then we're going to tell people to switch over to Fight?
That
Or-
is exactly how it's going to
Okay.
go. As usual, if you want to see our pre-show, you will be able to see that in its entirety free on Twitch. That is at twitch.tv/Rocky Mountain Pro. And at that point, like you said, if you want to see Peak of the Pack, the new and improved version and the new and improved Rocky Mountain Pro, then you got to go to Fight TV to see that. But that is a day and a half away, sir. We're right around the corner. And before we get too much further into that, I just want to take this opportunity to talk about how thrilled I am to be back here on RMP Radio. What's it been? 4 years? 3 years?
It's been a
long
while.
time.
It definitely has been a while. But you have, since we've officially talked. Of course we breaking the fourth wall. We of course officially talked on the podcast, but of course we talked here in passing and stuff. And you're on the production. And how's it feel? Do you have the new building and having be able to expand and do all kinds of fancy things with the production?
Man, having the Wimmer Arena has made all the difference in the world in our ability to provide the RMP faithful with the best quality. I was just mentioning yesterday as I was setting up for Ignition, what a difference it makes just being able to go in there. Like I went in and I plugged everything in and I turned on the sound system and everything. And I tested the mics and I played the music and everything was working great. I was like, whoever was standing there, I was like, man, that used to be a 2-hour process. Now
Right.
I just come in and hit some switches. It's done. So it's been a godsend, man. We couldn't be more happy with the Wimmer Arena and the way everything is played out there.
Yeah, we don't have
What a great home it's making and has made.
Yeah, we don't have to break everything down and reset everything up every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I can imagine it's definitely good. Yeah, even for all my duties, it's kind of cool too to not have to break down, except for when we have to go to the road shows. That's always a fun, when we're at Romero's or at Bierstadt or any of the other exciting places that we're going to be this year too.
That's right, and May is filled with exciting events, Rocky Mountain Pro house shows, if you will, where we'll be out and about town representing. And you want to go to rmpwrestling.com to just follow all of that. Let me just look some stuff up. There's a lot of events coming up in May where you can see Rocky Mountain Pro that isn't necessarily tied to a pay-per-view or a live broadcast, or you can just see Rocky Mountain Pro go set up at different places like Romero's, and we're going to be at Top Taco again this year. So there's all kinds of stuff coming up.
Yeah,
like that.
Be exciting. All right, so should we get into it? Talk about Peak of the Pack and what we got excited.
Peak of the Pack
coming here. Excitement. Yeah. So we got a couple of pre-shows. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, my favorite number.
4 this time. We got because Mr. Fourth Row, what's going on is Rocky Mountain Pro is hot. We're warming up. We're making a name for ourselves out there, and wrestlers from all over the world are reaching out to us nonstop every day, wanting to be a part of what we got going on. The word's getting out, so we've become a popular place among independent wrestlers. So we've got a lot of out of town talent coming in. I'm very excited to see some making their debut, some you've seen before, but they're just coming out of the woodworks lately. So we decided to do 4 pre-show matches for Peak of the Pack to accommodate that, because we don't want to turn anybody out. If you got something you want to bring to Rocky Mountain Pro, we want to check it out and see what you got.
Oh, yeah. And, and speaking of that, before we actually go over the matches, so the listeners here should be tuning in. Flip on that Twitch feed for us at what time?
For Peak of the Pack?
For the pre-show for the Peak of the Pack.
That is going to be 6 p.m.
Okay, so 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So
Mountain Time is when we will open the doors. We'll probably start the first pre-show match around 6:15, 6:20.
Okay. So people translate that to your area code, your area for what time that is. So plus or minus the 2 hours or 3 hours, depending on what time zone you are in. All right, so first match, we got Atiba taking on Ray Leon. Is that right?
That's right. We got to see a bit of Ray Leon not too long ago on Ignition. I was very impressed. And you look at the competitors that you have, and you always want to put your best foot forward. Let's warm the crowd up with some high flying action. And I thought that those guys would be a good pick for that. And I'm excited to see what they bring.
Yeah, they definitely. I know a lot of people when I was watching and in the chat room on Ignition when they were here, when Ray was here, they were very impressed, and so it's going to be exciting to see him back. Definitely, I definitely agree with that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, so next on the pre-show matches, we've got Echo taking on Nathan Estrada.
Yes, and. Nathan Estrada reached out to us not too long ago, so he could make it through for that, and we didn't want to miss an opportunity to let him perform. Again, not too long ago, he was on Ignition with that crew that came through, and they all impressed us very much. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can get out of Echo.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic to see too. Then what do we have next? This is kind of interesting and exciting that I'm seeing here on the list of pre-show matches. You want to tell the listeners about this one?
Yeah, we've got someone coming in again. Like I said, a lot of people we haven't seen for a while coming back, and one of them is the fantastic Gemini. So she's going to be teaming up with Noelle Summit against a couple newcomers to Rocky Mountain Pro, Princess Reyes and Mascara Pupera.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So a Lockett's tag match.
That's right.
Wow, that's should be exciting. And of course, it's always a pleasure when we get to see Gemini grace us back in Rocky Mountain Pro, and Noelle and Gem, that tag team right there, kind of it's interesting. It's fascinating. A bunch of charismatic Lockettes right there.
That's right, and we've seen Noelle on Ignition get better and better all the time, so that's going to be a good match there.
Yeah. And then the main event per se for the pre-show for Peak of the Pack, we've seen a lot of this happening. If the listeners have been watching the Charged episodes and even the Ignition, we've seen this thing going on between these two individuals, and it looks like it may be finally coming to a head. here, and that's Hazard versus Brad Radowski, if I could talk correctly. It's always difficult to say his name sometimes. But what do you see here? I mean, are you intrigued by this, that they're finally going to get face to face here?
Well, I am intrigued. It goes back to when Brad Radowski more or less fed Hazard to the Wolves against Damon Ace.
Right.
And we've seen a different side of Mr. Radowski since then. And Hazard he took exception to that. And so we've seen Hazard hacking Brad's social media, getting his crypto logins and things, like really, really messing with him. Hacked his entrance every time Brad Radowski gets a groove out there in his entrance, and he's trying to feel the vibe, every pun intended. Hazard comes in and has hacked his entrance video, and we don't know where it's coming from. Back in the truck, we just every time we think we've got it right, we test it, but then when Brad's trying to come out and get in the zone, it's Hazard again.
Hazard's finding a way, as the saying
goes.
So
it's gotten a little out of hand. I'm looking forward to finally seeing this come to fruition, and these guys settle it like men in the middle of the ring, and let's see who gets the victory, and hopefully we can move on from that and see bigger and better things from both Hazard and Brad Radowski.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what comes of all of this after everything that's been happening between these two. All right. So from there, we will be, like we mentioned there just a little while ago, we'll be switching from Twitch over to Fight TV. So people, let's once again remind you, head over to fight.tv, search for Rocky Mountain Pro. Simple as that. You will be shown, along with all the other episodes that we have of Charged up there. Peak of the Pack will be there right there. So just click on it, order it. If you guys don't know, Fight TV, you'll be able to watch this live. And once you purchase it, you can watch it back as many times as you like. It's one of those fantastic things with Fight TV. Would you agree with that, Stevie?
Oh, I love working with the guys over at Fight TV. They're fantastic. And what a platform for all things wrestling.
Yeah.
So
and entertainment.
You definitely want to check that out. And entertainment.
Yeah, because they've got
sports and entertainment.
Yeah, they've got lots of things. They've really expanded their what they offer since they've started. So, all right. So, match number 1. Want to tell the listeners what we've got there? Speaking of people that have come before and are coming back to grace us with their presence here at Rocky Mountain Pro.
Yes, Skyler is coming back, and man, if you didn't see this, what was it, 4 weeks ago on Charged?
Yeah, just right in there.
Yeah, and we got to see Skyler Slice take on Lilith Grimm, and wow, what a match it was! And they weren't satisfied with that, so they want another shot, and we're going to give it to them at Peak of the Pack, and that's going to be a treat to open things up here at Peak of the Pack on Fight TV.
Yeah, exactly. Then from there, our next match that we've got on the card, which is, if you guys have been following, of course, everything Rocky Mountain Pro, we have set for the NRW championship match. Now, we do have out there that unfortunately Orn Veit has sustained an injury in a couple weeks ago in a match. He looks like he's going to be unable to compete. He's scheduled, if I'm correct, right, to defend that championship against Stephen Ashburn. Now,
that's right.
What do we think? What's going to go on here?
Well, what I know so far is that Orn Veit will not compete, which means that will leave the NRW championship vacant.
Right.
We also know that Stephen Ashburn is the number 1 contender. And what we just found out was that there will be a 4-way elimination match.
Mm.
And Stephen Ashburn will be one of the participants. And the other 3 will be randomly selected. You could find that out this Thursday on Charged on twitch.tv/Rocky Mountain Pro at 9 p.m. Mountain Time.
Ooh. Now knowing
we'll be doing the watch along there.
Now knowing Steven like we all do, I bet this is not sitting well with him. I bet he is like, I earned that number 1 contender for this championship. You should just hand it over. It's not my fault that you got hurt.
Right. Well, and that's, I'm sure that's Stephen Ashburn's mentality going into this thing, but unfortunately for him, that is not how it's going to work.
Yeah.
So we will have 3 other competitors, and we will announce that this Thursday on Charged. And we will have a 4-way elimination match for the NRW Championship.
All right.
That Oren Bite has unfortunately left vacant. And yes, he is absolutely beside himself. He was on commentary for Ignition last night, and I had a chance to talk to him quite a bit before and after the show, and he is just beside himself, but he does understand that it's just one of those things, that sort of thing can happen at any time. And fortunately, it's not career-altering. He will bounce back really quickly, and we're going to be seeing plenty more from Oren Bite in the weeks to come.
Yeah, so I would imagine once this NRW championship is awarded to which one ever these 4 competitors that Oren Vite will want to be probably first in line to regain that championship, knowing Oren like we do.
Right.
All right. Well, so from there, looks like we have Bruce Wayans. He's going to be defending the RMP Championship, but once again we've got a little more chaos happening. Is that correct here with this match?
Yeah, a little more of some more last minute changes because you know how we do at RMP. If it weren't for the last minute, we never get anything done. So, in keeping with that, if you watched Ignition a couple weeks ago, then you knew that the randomly selected number 1 contender for the RMP Championship was going to be another young man that came through on an Ignition and really turned heads, and on the last taping of Charge in one Aaron Harms. We were all very impressed with him, and we were happy that he drew that, and we were looking forward to a wonderful championship match at Peak of the Pack. Unfortunately, we just got word 2 days ago that Aaron Harms has been injured, and he will not be making it out here to Denver this weekend. So, also in keeping with the way we've set up Peak of the Pack, there will be another random drawing. And again, you will find out who will face Bruce Wayans for the RMP Championship if you tune in to this week's episode of Charged.
Ooh, awesome. Yeah, fantastic. There's going to be it's going to be very important, I think, people to watch this week's episode of Charged before Thursday before we get to Friday.
Listen, moving forward, it is going to be paramount for any Rocky Mountain Pro fan to watch every episode of Charged. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to move on over to Vince Russo's channel Attitude.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Artie. We haven't said too much because we've tried to get this thing off the ground a couple times, and we're waiting on some tech stuff to go through on their end, getting the website up and ready for us and everything. And we are finally unveiling this thing, my friend.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
Oh, it is. It's exciting, and as we know, working in with technical things, we want to make sure here at Rocky Mountain Pro that we when we do make the switch over for Charged, everything is done right, and that we do give the people that are watching the RMP faithful the RMP experience, the best experience that we can give them. We don't want it to.
That's right.
We don't want it to be lower than where we're at. We want to be either at the level where we're at or above, which most of the time we do strive to elevate what we do with the Rocky Mountain Pro experience.
Yes, and in keeping with that, we have moved back our move to channel Attitude a couple of times now, but Mr. Russo himself has assured us earlier this week that everything is good to go. Everything is in place. And the first episode following Peak of the Pack will be over there. And I do have some information I want to pull up for you about that.
Okay.
If you're curious.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
you
think the
want to
listeners
go
are
over
curious.
there. So, what's going to happen is we will be putting Charged on there for the monthly premium of $14.99 a month. And with that, you will also get the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast, where they go over Reignite and Recharged. So you're getting 2 weekly podcasts plus their Sunday broadcast. So you're getting the Dudes and Belts, you're getting Charged, you're getting your name in the credits after the show, and you're getting access to Mr. Russo himself. So you will get Vince Russo's email address where you can pitch him storylines, and you will get a monthly meeting with myself, and you'll get to interact directly with the booking committee for Rocky Mountain Pro. It'll be myself, it'll be Vince Russo, there'll be different personalities that you get to interact with, and we'll be doing kind of town hall meetings once a month, and you'll have access to that, and you'll be able to kind of help us change the course of history here at Rocky Mountain Pro. And it is something that has never really been done before, and we're really excited and working directly with the Rocky Mountain Pro faithful and giving them the pro wrestling elevated that they want to see.
Oh, awesome! I love that. I love that term. It's gonna be a town hall meeting type of thing. So the people will be able to get their questions answered, their thoughts addressed, and because let's be honest, we don't know everything of how everybody's thinking, and sometimes one thing gets said to somebody, but. Like for example, when I'm, for example, in the Twitch stream, for Ignition and everything, some people say some things and, that, hey, this is an idea I have, but this will be the exact way to be actually able to get it right at the top. When they got questions or, hey, have you guys thought about this?
Right.
Yeah. That's great.
Exactly. So for just $14.99, I mean, that's a lot of content. And, of course, you'll get Vince Russo's channel Attitude. I mean, there's a lot of fantastic content already in full speed on there. So you don't want to miss that. Check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm glad we finally are to that point. And most importantly, if you guys do have a little concerns, I think the biggest thing to do is this is something that's gonna help Rocky Mountain Pro grow for the future and continue to give you the we keep on harping it, the best Rocky Mountain Pro experience that you can have. It's gonna help us do a lot of things.
That's right, Mr. Forthrow. It's going to help us do so many things, and I can't wait to be working with Vince Russo again, and that is right around the corner. Speaking of right around the corner, it's milestone season, man. That's what we're kicking off. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
And, wow, things have never been hotter here at Rocky Mountain Pro.
Right.
I'm a busy man.
Yeah. Well, before we get to milestone, though, I think we probably should climb the peak of the pack and talk about this peak of the pack match that, like I said at the beginning of this episode here, it's going to be different than the one we had last year. Do you want to kind of explain to the listeners of how different it is and how this peak of the pack is going to be for this time around?
So this year the biggest difference I think that you've noticed is that the teams aren't all randomly selected. We have went with team captains, and they get to choose their partner. So that kind of makes it interesting. You have to think about it. Do I want to pick somebody who I know can help me win, that I might not, I might have a hard time at the end of it overcoming? Because the way it works is you select your partner. We start with 4 teams. When one team gets eliminated, another team comes out. Once 10 teams have been introduced, then, once all the teams have been introduced, they keep going in through a sort of a tag team gauntlet match until there is one team left, and that team that is left then turns and faces each other for the opportunity to go one-on-one with the final boss, Bruce Wayans, at Milestone. for the Rocky Mountain Pro Heavyweight Championship.
So they're like we said, compared to the last time we did this, the randomness versus picking your partner to get you through this thing.
Right.
I would imagine these captains, like you said, is it something to get through this gauntlet per se? Is it somebody I'm going to be able to have chemistry with, but then I don't mind beating the crap out of to gain that victory at the end of this?
Right. It adds a certain element of suspense and it just keeps kind of an element of mystery hanging to where you never know what's going to happen, what we're going to see. And again, if you want to find out who all 10 of those teams are going to be, you got to watch Charged this Thursday.
Right. Now, we did have some of the team captains announced.
That's right.
Already, right? Yeah.
We have all of the team captains announced.
Oh, okay.
At this point, we can pull that list up and just kind of go through them if you like.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's intrigue the listeners of the captains, and then we'll leave them with from here to Charge to think about who they're going to pick as their partner.
Yes, of course. And the first name that we had was Curtis Cole. I think that there's not a whole lot of speculation to be had about who he's going to pick for his partner.
Yeah.
Next up was Damon Ace. Now that one, who would be willing to be his partner?
Right.
I mean, I guess with the RMP championship match implications, you would have to kind of suck it up. But who would want to be his partner? I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, right?
Right. And another thing too, if I could just interrupt, one thing to think about too is, will there be, kind of this, in a way, this can be like a parallel of, like, say, a draft in one of the sports leagues? Is somebody going to pick somebody before somebody else? That they were looking to team up with.
Yeah, that's an element I hadn't even considered. Like, what if you've got somebody that you want in mind, and then somebody picks them out from under you?
Right. All right, so so what other captains we got for this?
All right, so we had also Caden Koyama. So I think we know it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
There. We had David Drake, one half of the current tag team champion. So I don't think there's a whole lot to be speculated there as well. Remy D was one of the team captains that was picked.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is interesting. I would have to assume that we'll see more of his recently forged alliance with Marty Casaus play into that.
Right, that's very possible. Yeah, I mean they've they've paired together real well for the better good, I guess you could basically say.
They have done absolutely well together. Great chemistry. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing where that could go, if that's even who Remy picks.
Right. Yeah,
We've got Sledge.
Sledge, yeah.
Yeah, we got Sledge coming back into town. Who knows who he's gonna pick?
I almost, knowing Sledge, he's kind of like one of those people that I kind of feel like I'm just gonna do the damn thing myself.
Right.
If I could be so bold. All right, so who else do we got? Did we get all the teams there?
We did not quite hit all of the teams. We have Navajo Warrior coming back.
He's going to be on
RMP,
this.
And he is going to be here, and he has been chosen as one of the team captains. We'll see who he's going to pick.
Right, yeah, we don't know.
I don't personally know that much about Navajo Warrior, so I couldn't speculate. You got a guess for us?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I know I've seen him on the interwebs. I've watched some of the shows that he's in. I'm excited to see him in Rocky Mountain Pro here for this for the Peak of the Pack. So it should be interesting. So it could be cool. Is he going to bring somebody from his tribe with him? Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I don't know.
Well, one of the other team captains chosen, is Mr. Happy.
Ah. Surely,
Yeah,
surely,
yeah.
surely you would think the three-ring circus would stay
I'm
intact.
gonna go, Monster 9 there on that one. If I were a betting man, and I am. The next team captain that was chosen is somebody that's interesting to me because I haven't got a good look at these guys yet. I know this is not their first trip to Rocky Mountain Pro, but it was Sir Samurai of the Samurai Honor Society.
Ah. So we're gonna see somebody that we don't see often. So that should be cool.
Right. So
Don't
we
know.
could get someone who I have yet to meet could just automatically just be catapulted into the number one contendership.
Yeah. We got some.
That's the beauty of the peak of the pack.
Yeah, we got some.
Never know what's gonna happen.
Some wild cards per se in this that we don't know how they're going to get into. How this is going to go for them. I mean, there's not a lot of familiarity with some of these team captains and whoever they pick as their partner.
Yep, and the last team captain that was announced is Brusador Valencia.
Ah,
so we're gonna see their return to Rocky Mountain Pro as well.
Yeah, they were here recently on Ignition. So yeah, that'll be cool. Surely you would think that once again they would want to pick somebody they're familiar with, that they've gone up and down the roads with.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
So
right.
that's it.
That's
those are the names listed, and each one of those competitors and the partner of their choosing could be the Rocky Mountain Pro champion at Milestone this year.
Yeah. So maybe then additionally with this, we do not know the order these teams are going to be coming out, do we? This is going to be random, right?
That's right. We don't know the order, and neither do they.
Yeah, so they're all going to have to be ready to go from the beginning. I could just see this. This is, compared this to last year's Peak of the Pack, I just see this being as even more chaotic than a chaotic good way than last year's. I mean, this is gonna be. I hope everybody orders this on Fight TV, because I think this is gonna be the cherry on the top, along with the other matches on the card for Peak of the Pack. So this is gonna this should get everybody. I hope this gets everybody excited. This is for Peak of the Pack being, in my opinion, if I could be so bold, and I hope the listeners agree with me, and I hope you do too as well, Stevie, that
I already do.
This Peak of the Pack is going to be a fantastic pay-per-view for the first time, it being its own pay-per-view, and I think this is going to hit out the park. Everything I see here, and excited when this comes and develops. I can just see this just hitting home runs. It's baseball season. I think we're going to hit a home run here, to be honest with you.
Well, I sure hope you're right, and I do share your optimism, because this is a fantastic card and a fantastic event we've got planned. And I hear that there's a birthday party going to happen too.
Oh.
And I can tell you, without letting too many cats out of too many bags here, that there is going to, when we start Charged, there was going to be a huge announcement. And I can tell you this, that the entire landscape is about to change.
Oh, okay. And this is Charged for this Thursday? Or for the...
the announcement will be the first Charge following Peak of the Pack. So.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have to get on Channel Attitude to see it.
Oh, okay. Or, so look, as you're kind of leading to that. So after the Peak of the Pack, the very next day, we're going to turn around very early. We've done this before. We're, what does Yaden call us for doing, this stubbornly crazy, or something to that effect. You know what I'm talking about, for doing these pay-per-views and then coming back the very next day and doing our recordings for 8 weeks of television for Charged.
Right. Well, we like the pain.
Yeah. Well, we've at this point we've gotten used to it. We've got a couple of these done already, so this is not going to be bad and as lengthy as some of the other ones that we've done. But
no, and we've had. I just want to take a moment to thank all the fantastic help we've had in putting all of this together in our new TV format, in the form of D'Lo Brown and Josh Matthews. I couldn't be more in debt to them because they really helped us figure out how to streamline all of these things to make this possible. Josh Matthews has worked with me personally very closely in developing more organization, which we desperately needed, if we're being honest. But but honestly though, no, seriously, everything that they've done has helped us figure out how to make this bigger and better, and has made us confident enough to put this out there on Fight TV like this, on Channel Attitude like this. And that's because of their help. And that's also because of the help of the RMP faithful.
Exactly. Right.
Last night on Ignition, if you were watching right off the bat, I mean, we were not even halfway through the pre-show, and that hype train is rolling, and we capped it out. And guys, that's how we continue to grow. So that means so much to us. And we've had, I guess where I'm going with all of that is to say we've had a lot of help from a lot of very cool people out there, and that's why we're able to do all this, and we can't thank you enough.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. So we should just also too, before we get out of here, just quickly remind people, after Peak of the Pack, if you are in the area, we would definitely want you to come out to the Wimmer Arena. There's 2 sessions. You can attend both or one or the other. Get those tickets. All these tickets. I would say, the thing we're really asking everybody to is pick your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstar personality, staff member, etc. Look, they've got a link out there. Get those tickets through those links that they are providing on their social media, and definitely come out to, like you just mentioned there, Stevie, Charged this Saturday after Peak of the Pack. It's going to be, we're going to hit it. We're going to start it off with a bang, I guess, with Charged, and just continue for the whole day.
That's right. It's going to be nonstop, and you don't want to miss a minute of it. And if you guys come down, if you can make it down to 2170 West Yale in Inglewood, Colorado, then you'll be miles ahead of everybody else.
Right. You'll
as Charged becomes the talk of your water cooler, you're already going to be in the know if you get here live.
Right. Exactly. So true. All right. Well, I think that might be a fantastic place to put a nice purple bow on this episode. Stevie, of course, I do want to thank you for coming on. Before I do let you go, people wanted to follow you out there on the social media. Probably also to want to probably ask people to also keep with you out there on your Twitch streams when you do a lot of gaming and stuff like that. Remind everybody where they could do all that.
Oh, awesome. Thanks. Yeah. So you can find me at facebook.com/Over Easy Stevie. It's spelled just like it sounds. And also at Twitter, same handle. On Instagram, somebody beat me to it. So it is at Stevie Over Easy. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, I do have some things in the work to make my own personal Twitch channel a little bit more interesting. It is at twitch.tv/Over Easy Stevie. I'm always on there playing Lost Ark or MechWarrior Online or Rocket League or just hanging out. And sometimes I just get on there and read the news, just see what you guys think. Just the facts. I don't get involved.
I don't think I've tuned into just the news feed.
I've only done it once and nobody listened. So.
Oh shoot! Well,
I want to do it more. It was fun.
All right. Well, Stevie.
Anyway, yeah, twitch.tv/Over Easy Stevie. Thank you so much, Artie. It's always great to be here at RMP Radio.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Once again, thank you, and I will definitely be seeing you this weekend for our Peak of the Pack and Charged recordings.
Can't wait.
Once again, a big, huge thank you to Over Easy Stevie for coming on to Rocky Mountain Pro Radio, RMP Radio. Again, it's been a little while, but help previewing this fantastic, upcoming, exciting weekend we've got at Rocky Mountain Pro, Peak of the Pack, and our charged recordings for the next set of 8 weeks of television. Now, we should, of course, mention, because that was the biggest reason, at the time of this recording, which is just a few hours away of before Charged gets aired, like we said on this episode. So listen to this really quickly and then watch Charged tonight, and you'll get all those little details we kind of teased you here in this episode. But let's once again hit on how you're going to be able to experience Peak of the Pack and Charged this upcoming weekend. And that is, of course, Fight TV, either on the website, on your mobile apps, even on the Roku device. You can watch Peak of the Pack. It's as simple as going to whatever platform you use and ordering it. Search for Rocky Mountain Pro. That's the simplest thing to do. And then you'll get to see all our episodes of Charge that are on there, but you also will get presented with Peak of the Pack, and you purchase that. Like I keep saying, very good investment to order Peak of the Pack on the Fight TV platform, because you'll be able to watch it live when it's happening, if you're able to. If your time, we do understand schedules are, if you are unable to see this in person, but there are also some of us that are going to be in person and also record and going to order this as well. But the nice thing about the Fight TV platform is you also will be able to see this and watch the Peak of the Pack as many times as you will, and you are building your digital library on the Fight TV platform, which is very, very nice. Mine is expanding at least every other month, if not more than that, and it's always fun to see what kind of cool things and watch, and you go, oh, remember that when that happened a couple of years ago. And then, of course, remember that we also do have our Charge tapings the very next night. We're coming back to the Wimmer Arena the very next day and recording the 2 sessions for 8 weeks of television for the Charge tapings. And you will not be able to watch these on any kind of platform, either on Twitch or any of that kind of stuff, because you just can't. So you're going to need to come in person. So I implore you, if you are anywhere close to the area within driving distance or in your time scheduling, if you can fly in and watch, which we've had some dedication, we really appreciate that. You're going to have to watch them live. Otherwise, you have to wait till they get all edited and cut up into individual episodes and distributed on all the ways that we do distribute Charge. And like we said here, it's going to be on the channel Attitude, and that's going to be very exciting, and I can't wait to see how this goes for Charged, and exciting to have yet another way to watch the Charged show. Anyways, so if you want to get tickets to any of these events, hit up your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro wrestlers, your staff, your commentators, your favorite Over Easy Stevie, your favorite merch guy podcaster, whoever. We all have put out some links to buy those tickets. Just click on those links and purchase those right there from those links. We would greatly appreciate it, and it helps us out tremendously. Now, before we get out of here, of course, let's pay some bills like they used to say back in the day. Something that's very, very passionate, of course, of mine is the merch area, and you want to get some merch of your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstars, head over to the rmpwrestling.com website or the amazon.com or the Amazon app. Search for Rocky Mountain Pro, and you'll be presented with a lot of choices to choose from there. Of course, if you're following your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstars, they post when they get new merch in. And of course, follow me out there on the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram as well, being the merch coordinator, the merch guy, whoever you want to, whatever title you want to give me. I will be presenting one of those fantastic only in-person things that are available at the merch table. And of course, we can ship to you as well, and also in-person delivery in the the Front Range, Colorado area, which would be the easiest for us to do since that's where we're based. Of course, do remember at rmpwrestling.com on that events link, you'll see all the upcoming events that we've got, and we've got a huge May coming on, like we mentioned there with Over Easy Stevie. We're heading, of course, back to Bierstadt, the first show for Romero's of the year, which is always exciting. Romero's one of the, I keep saying, the most interesting and unique places that we do go month to month, and it's always exciting for those types of events when we get to have our road shows. And we got lots of things happening this year, so head over to the events link on our page on our website, and you'll see some of the very unique things we are going to be doing this year, and we may even be adding more than what's currently on the schedule, so you never know. Now, in between each podcast of RMP Radio and, of course, each episode of Charged, Ignition, and our pay-per-views, do stay in contact with us and watch us on twitch.tv/Rocky Mountain Pro. Remember, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you do get a Twitch subscription included in your membership there. If you already have yours tied up, or if you are not an Amazon Prime subscriber, which how many people of there are us that don't have an Amazon Prime subscriber? In maybe just a handful, but it's a very nominal fee. I think it's like $5.99 a month at the most to subscribe, either as a second Twitch subscription or if you don't have Amazon Prime. Of course, watch what we do have currently available right there on the youtube.com/Rocky Mountain Pro. And then, of course, like we just mentioned, like I mentioned, we do have our episodes also on Fight TV and soon Charged on Channel Attitude. Now, of course, you also want to make sure you do follow us out there on the interwebs. Start us off at rmpwrestling.com, and then on the social medias of the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, all of the username of the Rocky MTN Pro. Once again, I'll phonetically spell that for you. That is the Rocky Mike Tango November Pro. And thank you, as always, for listening to this edition of RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated.